When we talk about happiness, go to our rural areas, go to the deep areas, that try to find out the way the people are. They are more happy than us. I think we have more worries and all here and everything gone now. But the way when I live them, that's why I'll call myself as a student of CSR. As a student of CSR, I have 2-3 comments to make. First thing is the very legislation, which is there now. We have the definite rules now, so we can at least answer 95% of your questions. What is CSR and what is not CSR? That's what the people used to ask us questions. With these legislations, like say, there's a little difference when you talk CSR outside India and now in India. We have narrowed it down to practically community development, practically to elevation of poverty, and there's a given list now where what we can do and what we cannot do is also clear to a certain extent. And but still, if you really see this whole thing, when you talk about this 2%, the famous one, it hardly means about 10,000 companies and about 20,000 crore. Practically, whatever calculation different experts keep on doing it, it means 1 to 2% of the companies. Whatever calculation you do, it means about 15,000 to 25,000 crore, which is not even 1% of what government spends on the development projects. Then, where this whole question of getting corporates into it, the basic thought earlier was, when the whole concept started, was like, say, you bring in your expertise, like the way people do things in Japan, in US. That's what is expected from the corporates also. They bring their expertise. They bring how the projects can be implemented. And there are ample examples where they have done it in a very nice way. It's linking to people. And the second thing which is coming very clear now is, like, say, I have been working with the NGO sector. NGO sector has a lot of expectations now, because with the donor money drying out now, government was practically working on their own now. Even all multilateral, bilateral agencies, now they work with the government practically. With this drying up of money for the NGO sector, now people think there's going to be a flood of money from the corporate sector. This is one question which we have to answer. And as a chamber or as a professionals, our duty is to link these two sectors. Let me tell you very frankly what is happening at present. Corporates and civil society, we have a little mistrust between the two. We really don't like. The corporate sector works with ample of civil society, but generally they are community based. They are the deep-rooted, like say, when you go to Bastar, there are the Tatas working now with a lot of NGOs there, but these are grassroots NGOs. These are not the big NGOs, which one. Second thing is also it comes about funding. So I think that's the challenge where how you link the corporates, the government, and the civil society. And that's where the role of media comes in. That's why I think this is a great event what you are doing. I think it's coming of all these three together and trying to build that type of a faith in each other. That's why I feel like the type of magazines you are talking about, that's where they come in. We still have a lot of trust deficit, and also we don't have those type of mechanisms where we can work together. As far as doing the CSR is, if you go to our top 100 companies, most of them will be here today also. My friend Williams and others are there. They're doing excellent jobs, actually, most of them. But comes to the second layer, when you come to the medium and small size of organizations, and the way they want to deliver it, I think that's where a lot of things needs to be done. And the third thing I will like to mention is, like say this whole concept now where we talk about development. Now we talk about inclusive development, and we talk about sustainable developments. Now we are looking for a long-term strategy. And as the new rules also say, the corporates should work together, they should work with the organizations, and they should deliver on the ground. I think a lot of, you see with the elections and all the type of aspirations, the hope people have, I think we have to deliver on those. as a professionals, as an organization, if you don't deliver on them, we are going to be in a greater dilemma. I think these are the expectations which all the stakeholders, more than our shareholders now, all the stakeholders, what type of expectations they have with us. I think that's what we have to answer. So it's all of us, we are responsible for them. So let's all get together and let's all work together. Thanks a lot.